Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2012 South Carolina Teacher of the Year celebration. And now, your host for tonight's program, Mark Quinn.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and jump right to it and introduce you to the bright folks that are here today to have their moment in the spotlight because they have been selected as some of the best teachers in the state. As many of you know, this process is one that goes on for most of the year. These teachers are the tops in their individual school district, but that's just the beginning of this process. Each district teacher of the year, their qualifications are reviewed by a panel of education community leaders in the Department of Education. Now that process ultimately winnows the field down to 5 finalists. Of course, that's secret right now who the winner is, but the interview is scored, numerically calculated, and the winner will be announced about an hour from now. First, let's go ahead and introduce you to the District Teachers of the Year. They are grouped into regions and announced alphabetically by school district. From Anderson District 1, Kristen Hearn. Kristen, a library media specialist at Wren Middle School and a graduate of Anderson University and the University of South Carolina. Kristen Hearn. From Anderson District 2, Terry Ivester. Terry is a graduate of Erskine College and Walden University, teaches all subjects as a 3rd grade teacher at Wright Elementary. Terry Ivester. From Anderson 3, Sarah Jordan. Sarah is a Lander University graduate, now in her 6th year of teaching at Star Iva Middle School. Sarah Jordan. In Anderson 4, Leah Durham. Leah is a music director at Townville Elementary School where she teaches general music, choir, and band. She is a graduate of Furman and Louisiana State University. Leah Durham. In Anderson 5, Curtis Smith. Curtis is currently in his 3rd year of teaching 8th grade social studies at Robert Anderson Middle School. He's also a Clemson Tiger. Curtis Smith. From Cherokee County, Virginia Skates. Virginia is a graduate of Lander University and Converse College. She's completing her doctoral work at Gardner-Webb University. She is a kindergarten teacher at Corinth Elementary School. Virginia Skates. From Oconee County, Becky Schmeller. Becky is a preschool special education teacher at James M. Brown Elementary School in Walhalla and a graduate of Winthrop and Clemson Universities. Becky Schmeller. From Pickens County, Jean Toole. Jean is a graduate of Wesleyan College and the University of Kansas, teaches chorus and theater arts at Liberty High School. Jean Toole. South Carolina Public Charter School District, Kelly McNally. Kelly is a 1st grade teacher at South Carolina Charter School. She earned a bachelor's degree from Western New England College and a master's degree from Furman University. Kelly McNally. South Carolina School for the Deaf and Blind, Carrie Ramella. Carrie teaches 9th through 12th grades at the South Carolina School for the Deaf and Blind. She has an undergraduate degree from Columbia College and her Master's of Communication Sciences and Disorders from the University of South Carolina. Carrie Ramella. From Spartanburg 1, we have Laura Dixon. Laura graduated from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte with a degree in health and fitness. She teaches physical education at O.P. Earl Elementary School in Spartanburg. Laura Dixon. From Spartanburg 2, Patty Hardy. Patty is a graduate of the University of South Carolina Upstate and Converse College. She teaches all 3rd grade subjects at Boiling Springs Elementary School in Spartanburg. Patty Hardy. From Spartanburg 3, we have Veronica Carroll. Veronica is a graduate of the University of South Carolina Upstate and Converse College. She teaches 5th grade math at Cowpens Elementary. Veronica Carroll. From Spartanburg District 4, Tina Harrell. Tina is the library media specialist at Woodruff Middle School in Spartanburg County. She says the best part of her job is learning alongside her students. Tina Harrell. From Spartanburg District 5, Christy Contrell Emerson. Christy is a graduate of Converse College and the University of South Carolina. She currently teaches her 1st grade Super Kids at River Ridge Elementary School. Christy Cantrell Emerson. From Spartanburg District 6, we have Jana Lair. Jana teaches kindergarten at Anderson Mill Elementary. A teacher for 8 years, she obtained her undergraduate and graduate degrees at the University of South Carolina. Jana Lair. From Spartanburg 7, Nancy Crow. Nancy is a graduate of USC and the University of Phoenix. She teaches adapted physical education at McCarthy Tesler School. Nancy Crow. From the Savannah River region in Abbeville, Elisa Mann. Elisa is a third grade math and science teacher at Diamond Hill Elementary School in Abbeville. She's a graduate of Erskine and Lander. Elisa Mann. From Allendale, Lena Green. Lena is a fourth grade teacher at Allendale Elementary who recently received her second master's degree from the University of South Carolina in language and literacy. Lena Green. From Bamberg District 2, Baby Nista Paramba. Baby teaches science to grades 9 through 12 at Denmark-Oler High School, a graduate of MG University in Indiana. She's had 12 years of teaching experience in different parts of the world. Baby Nista Paramba. From Barnwell District 19, Doris Sanders. Doris teaches 6th grade English language arts at Macedonia Elementary School, the same classroom she attended in 3rd grade. She's a graduate of Voorhees College. Doris Sanders. From Barnwell District 45, Kara Boland. She's a graduate of Winthrop University and Columbia College. Kara's been teaching for 11 years, a 5th grade language arts and social studies teacher. Kara Boland. Calhoun County School District, Virginia Hagler. Virginia is a graduate of Winthrop University, South Carolina State University, teaches 7th and 8th grade science at St. Matthew's K-8. After teaching for 15 years, she credits her success to her hands-on, minds-on approach in the classroom. Virginia Hagler. From Edgefield, we have Debbie Durham. Debbie has taught middle school for 31 years. Now at Johnston Edgefield Trenton Middle School, she is a graduate of both Clemson and the University of South Carolina. Debbie Durham. From Greenwood District 50, Debbie Leonard. Debbie is a graduate of Appalachian State and Walden Universities. She teaches all subjects to 5th graders at Marywood Elementary School, where she is also the school technology leader. Debbie Leonard. From Greenwood District 51, Audrey Thompson. Audrey is a 5th grade science and social studies teacher at Ware Shoals Elementary School. She's a graduate of Lander and a graduate at Southern Wesleyan University. Audrey Thompson. From Greenwood District 52, we have Cindy Jenkins. Cindy is a 2nd grade teacher at 96 Primary School, a graduate of Lander. She enjoys trying to discover how each child learns best and teaching them to always believe in themselves. Cindy Jenkins. From Lawrence 55, Willa Johnson. Willa has earned a bachelor's degree from both South Carolina State and the Christian Life School of Theology and a master's from the University of Georgia and Leslie University. She currently teaches Algebra 1 honors and Algebra 2 honors. Leslie. From Lawrence 56, we have Kelly Pitts. Kelly is a 2nd grade teacher at Joanna Woodson Elementary School and credits the Teacher Achievement Program, TAP, for improved student achievement. She is a graduate of Lander University. Kelly Pitts. From McCormick County, we have Lisa Malone. Lisa is the guidance counselor at McCormick Middle School. She's a graduate of Erskine College and Clemson University and became a teacher through the PACE program. Lisa Malone. From Newberry County School District, Barry Morris. Barry is a science teacher at Whitmire Community School. He has a BS in biology, a BA in English from Newberry College, as well as a master's and PhD in educational leadership from the University of South Carolina. Barry Morris. From Orangeburg School District 3, Beverly Folk. Beverly is a 19-year teaching veteran. She taught English language arts, ELA, to 6th through 8th graders at Holly Hill Roberts Middle School. She is sponsored tonight by State Representative Gilda Cobb Hunter. Beverly Folk. From Orangeburg District 4, Stephen Prest. Stephen is a veteran special educator of 13 years, now teaching 3rd to 5th grade at Edisto Elementary School. He is a graduate of Walden University. Stephen Prest. From Orangeburg District 5, Desiree Lewis. Desiree is a 1st grade teacher at Mellichamp Elementary School, a graduate of Claflin, South Carolina State University, and Argosy University as well. Desiree Lewis. From Saluda School District 1, Leslie Miller, a graduate of Penn State University. She's been teaching 7th grade world history at Saluda Middle School for 5 years. Leslie Miller. From Williston 29, Kia Valentine. Kia teaches fine arts at Kelly Edwards Elementary, a graduate of Columbia College and Southern Wesleyan University. Kia Valentine. Now from the Midlands, Chester County, Tara Park. Tara earned her bachelor's degree and master's degree from Winthrop University. She feels like she's found her true passion by preparing high school students with special needs at Chester Senior High School. Tara Park. From Chesterfield County, we have Vicki Earle. Vicki is a graduate of Francis Marion University. She's taught high school science for 32 years. Vicki teaches biology and physical science at McBee High School, the Mighty Panthers. Vicki Earle. From Fairfield County, Ella Mack, a 1st grade teacher and graduate of South Carolina State University. Ella always had a burning desire to become an elementary teacher. She is sponsored tonight by State Senator Creighton Coleman, former State Education Superintendent Dr. Jim Rex, and First Citizens Bank and Trust, Ella Mack. From Lancaster County, we have Justin Thomas. Justin left the world of meteorology to join his true calling as a teacher, now at South Middle School. A graduate of UNC Charlotte, Justin entered the teaching profession through the PACE program. Justin Thomas. From Lexington 1, we have Lisa Rose. She's a graduate of the University of South Carolina and teaches biology at White Knoll High School. She credits her 7th grade life science teacher with showing her the classroom can actually be exciting. Lisa Rose. From Lexington 3, Kathy Taylor. Kathy is a Batesburg-Leesville primary school teacher where she taught 2nd grade for 9 years before she moved down to 4K this year. She is a graduate of Columbia College. Kathy Taylor. From Lexington 4, we have Kurt Wyndham. Kurt is a graduate of the University of South Carolina and teaches mathematics at Swansea High School. His greatest reward in teaching was when the student body named him Best All-Around Teacher. That's all right, Kurt Wyndham. From Lexington 5, we have Elizabeth Knott. Elizabeth is a reading interventionist for kindergarten through 3rd grade students at Lake Murray Elementary School. She is a graduate of the University of South Carolina, Elizabeth Knott. From Palmetto Unified School District, Maury Singletary. Marie has been teaching at the Department of Corrections since 1989. A graduate of the University of South Carolina, she says her work is fascinating and rewarding. Marie Singletary. From Richland 2, we have Wendy Sherman. Wendy's been working with special needs students since her undergraduate years at Presbyterian College in Clinton. She has high expectations for her students there at Blythewood Middle School. Wendy Sherman. From the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice, Robert Hill. Rob is a social studies teacher at the Detention Center School and a graduate of Coker College, Webster University, and Nova Southeastern University as well. Mr. Robert Hill. From York 1, we have LaToya Lowry. LaToya is a graduate of Shaw University and Columbia College. She teaches a 2nd grade all-girls single-gender class at Jefferson Elementary, and after 14 years of teaching, she still believes it is the best decision she has ever made. LaToya Lowry. From York 2, we have Kelly Hart. Kelly is a graduate of Southern Illinois University and teaches middle and high school special education at the Blue Eagle Academy. Kelly Hart. From York 3, we have Kelly Hollingsworth. Kelly is a special education teacher at Mount Holly Elementary School. A graduate of Winthrop, she's now pursuing a master's degree at USC Upstate, Kelly Hollingsworth. In York 4, we have Gail Scruggs. Gail has taught U.S. history at his alma mater, Fort Mill High School, for the past 7 years. A graduate of Winthrop, he says he enjoys making history lovers out of even the most skeptical cynics, and they are out there, I understand. Gail Scruggs. And now from the great region of the PD, Clarendon 1, Holness Samuels. Holness teaches 7th and 8th grade social studies at Scotts Branch Middle School and says he works hard to create lifelong learners out of his students. Holness Samuels. From Clarendon 2, Anna Lynn Gamble. Ann teaches 3rd grade ELA and social studies at Manning Primary School, a graduate of Francis Marion University and Leslie University, Anna Lynn Gamble. From Darlington County, Victoria Williams Cooper. Victoria is a 7th grade social studies teacher at Darlington Middle School. With a bachelor's from the University of South Carolina, she's working on her 2nd master's at Francis Marion. Victoria is sponsored tonight by Progress Energy. Victoria Williams Cooper. With us from Dillon 4 is Daniel Dale. A graduate of Erskine College, Daniel teaches 8th grade math and science at Lakeview High School. Daniel Dale. From Florence 1, Susan Jenkins. Susan is the media specialist for Royal Elementary School, a graduate of Winthrop University and the University of South Carolina. She's had a 26-year teaching career. Susan tonight is sponsored by SW Printing of Florence. Susan Jenkins. From Florence 2, Susan Allen. Susan teaches 2nd grade at Hannah Pamplico Elementary in middle school. She says she doesn't remember a time she didn't want to be a teacher. Susan Allen. From Florence 3, we have Laura Galloway Ward. Laura is a media specialist at Olana Elementary School and a graduate of Clemson University and North Carolina Central University. Laura Galloway Ward. From Florence 4, we have Henry McGill. Henry teaches science at Timmonsville High School. He holds a degree from the University of Iowa, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and Francis Marion University. Henry McGill. From Georgetown County, Christy Keebler. Christy is a graduate of Lipscomb University, a 6th grade teacher at Waccamaw Intermediate. She says every moment is a teachable moment. Christy Keebler. From Lee County, Joseph Gainey. Joseph is the physical education teacher at Lower Lee Elementary School, a graduate of Coker College and Grand Canyon University. Joseph Gainey. And now on to Marion County. Marion County's District Teachers of the Year are collectively sponsored tonight by State Senator Kent Williams and State Representatives Terry Alexander, Jim Battle, and Lester Branham, along with Carol Atkinson, Wayne George, and Robert Lee. From Marion 1, Iris Stackhouse. Iris is a graduate of the University of Florida. She teaches English at Marion High School, where she encourages her students to become inspired leaders, writers, and thinkers. Iris Stackhouse. From Marion 2, Faye Collins. Faye is a 4K teacher at Mullins Early Childhood Center. A graduate of Longwood University, she says she loves her students' excitement for learning. Faye Collins. From Marion 7, Sheila Fry. Sheila is a high school math teacher at Creek Bridge High School and a graduate of Coastal Carolina University and Francis Marion University. Sheila Fry. From Marlborough County, Shanika Harrington David. Shanika is a graduate of the University of South Carolina and Columbia International University. She teaches 2nd grade at Wallace Elementary School. Shanika Harrington David. From Sumter, Laura Lyles. Laura is a 1st grade teacher at Kingsbury Elementary School and has been teaching for 7 years. She earned a bachelor's degree from the University of South Carolina and a master's degree from Leslie University. Laura Lyles. From Williamsburg County, Serena Smith. Serena is a 4th grade English teacher at Kenneth Gardner Elementary School, a graduate of the University of South Carolina. She believes every good teacher exhibits dedication, patience, and love. Serena Smith. And finally, down in the Low Country from Beaufort County, Christine Gray. Christine has an undergraduate degree from Thiel College, a master's from Armstrong Atlantic State University, working on a second master's degree from the University of South Carolina. She teaches advanced math to 10th through 12th graders at Hilton Head Island High School. Christine Gray. From Berkeley County, Angela Adams, a graduate of Clemson and Southern Wesleyan University. Angela teaches 6th grade science at Hanahan Middle School. She is sponsored tonight by Kelly Services. Angela Adams. From Charleston County, Eva Ruteri. Eva is a career and technology teacher at West Ashley High School and a graduate of Winthrop University. She's been teaching for more than 20 years. Eva Ruteri. From Colleton County, Catherine O'Quinn. Catherine is a graduate of the College of Charleston and teaches a 4th grade single-gender boys class at Henderson Elementary School. Catherine O'Quinn. From Dorchester 2, Amy Baldwin. Amy teaches 7th grade mathematics at Oak Brook Middle School. A graduate of Charleston Southern University, Amy encourages her students to look at math as a challenge, not an obstacle. Amy Baldwin. From Dorchester 4, Melanie Hughes. Melanie graduated from Winthrop and earned a doctorate in molecular genetics from MUSC. Having taught from college to 4th grade, she's found her home in 5th grade science. Melanie Hughes. From Jasper, we have Janice Bryant. Janice is a 4th grade language arts teacher at Hardyville Elementary School and a graduate of Savannah State and Cambridge College. Janice Bryant. From Hampton 1, Clarissa Geddes. Clarissa is a 3rd grade teacher at Ben Hazel Primary School and a graduate of the College of Charleston. She enjoys her school's emphasis on educating the whole student. Clarissa Geddes. And from Hampton 2, Lacey Hall. Lacey takes her students back in time for them to experience the culture, people, and events of the past. She wants the world of history to come alive to them. Lacey Hall. That's a big round of applause, please, for all of our District Teachers of the Year. Now we've reached that point where we can individually meet all of our 5 finalists for tonight's Teacher of the Year Award. Obviously, all outstanding candidates, and you'll understand why when you hear their resume. From Florence School District 5, Amy McAllister Skinner. Amy is a graduate of Francis Marion University. She teaches 11th grade English at Johnsonville High School. She wanted to teach from the time she started playing with her stuffed animals at the age of 4 and believes there is no greater, more honorable job in the world. And I think many people would agree with you. Her appearance tonight is sponsored by Roche Carolina, Amy McAllister Skinner. Our second finalist is from Greenville County, Tanya Poole. As a student, Tanya once was placed in an early intervention program for math and reading, and those experiences led her to want to become a teacher. Today, she does all she can to help those students make the connections in their work. She's a graduate of Lander University. Tanya teaches 5th grade at Summit Drive Elementary School. Tanya Poole. Please welcome from Kershaw County, Helen Walker. Helen's been teaching for 18 years and earned a Bachelor in Education and Teaching in the Performing Arts from Wolverhampton University and her Associateship Diploma with the London College of Music in England, her native country. Since arriving in the United States 12 years ago, she has earned her master's degree in instructional accommodations from Francis Marion. She earned her permanent residency in 2005. Helen is sponsored tonight by State Senators Joel Lurie and Vincent Shaheen and State Representative Lori Funderburk. Helen Walker. From Lexington 2, we have Philip Rabin II. Philip earned a bachelor's degree from the Citadel and a master's from Southern Wesleyan University. After teaching 13 years to middle school students teaching social studies, he remains passionate about history, economics, and civic education. He loves helping students through projects and critical thinking. He's sponsored tonight by Sodexo. Philip Raymond II. And from Richland 1, Patricia Lewis Swinton. Patricia teaches human anatomy and physiology at AC Flora High School. She is a graduate of Long Island University, Hofstra University, and Jackson State University. Patricia wants for her students what she wants for her own children. They have a good character, that they learn and achieve at their highest levels, and that they use that knowledge to be successful in life. She's sponsored tonight by Rush Smith and Susan Heath and State Representative James Smith. Patricia Swinton. Those are your 5 finalists for tonight's Teacher of the Year award, one of which who will be our Teacher of the Year, and we will announce momentarily. Now, as everybody makes their way back to their seats, it's time for me to introduce a special guest. We have with us in the room tonight General George Patrick of the South Carolina Department of Commerce. He's a successful small business entrepreneur, a retired Air Force officer. He joined the Commerce Department as Deputy Secretary Director under Bobby Hitt in February 2011, and since then, South Carolina has had a lot of positive economic news. He brings together his experience working with business, political, and military leaders, and if you can do that successfully, you are indeed an accomplished person, because that is a tough job. General, we're glad to have you here at the stage.
Thank you, Mark. What a great honor to be here tonight. General Zais, distinguished guests, and most importantly, teachers in our schools in South Carolina. South Carolina Future Minds, what a great logo to have here on this podium. It's a pleasure for me to be here representing Secretary Hitt. We're in the business in the Department of Commerce of recruiting investment and jobs for South Carolina. We could not be successful if we did not have professional teachers in our schools laying the groundwork and the foundation for us to be able to provide world-class workforce to companies from all over the world, to include BMW, who, Max, I understand the car is not going to come to me tonight, which I'm disappointed to hear. But I have the distinct pleasure of awarding tonight the Charles Dickerson Community Service Award. As many of you know, Charles Dickerson is the former chairman of R.L. Bryan Company and was very instrumental in this event for a number of years. So it gives me great pleasure to award this prestigious honor that recognizes the District Teacher of the Year who exhibits exceptional community service to Becky Smeller, preschool teacher at James M. Brown Elementary School in the Oconee School District. Becky, if you'd come forward. Becky entered teaching through the Teacher Cadet Program and has been in her current position for 14 years. She started Project Heroes, which stands for Helping Everyone Reach Out, Education Through Service. Becky has done it all. She participates in walks to raise money for the March of Dimes. She bakes cookies. She paints flower pots. She beautifies the gardens of local nursing homes. And she's made baby blankets for a local neonatal intensive care unit. This program actively seeks to involve parents and grandparents so that the idea of community service comes alive for the entire family. So Becky, in honor of your work, I want to present you with this award. And also, Bojangles will donate $1,000, $500 to the charity of your choice, and $500 to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, General. We appreciate that very much. And it's reminded, when you hear stories like that, I ran across stories like that time after time after time when I was working at ETV. The passion, the dedication, the commitment on the part of so many teachers out there. And I'll speak to you just as a parent tonight. parent of a 5-year-old who will be starting his public education in August at Brockman Elementary, and a 3-year-old daughter who will follow right behind. Trust me, we talk about education all the time in this state. A lot of those talks can be acrimonious and tough. What's forgotten is the work that's done in the classroom and the dedication of the people that are out here in this room. And let me just say, there's a lot of folks who believe like me. I'm not speaking for everyone. We appreciate what you do. We love what you do, and the state wouldn't be the same without you. We appreciate that. Now it's time for me to introduce a very special guest who plays the critical role in supporting public education and economic development and leading the schools of our state. He is General Mick Sase, a graduate, of course, of the West Point Academy, had a distinguished career in the military for over 30 years. After that, president of Newberry College. He's been on the job for a little more than a year. I know he's someone who is devoted to the teachers in this room. I present to you the Superintendent of Education, General Mick Sase. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening. What an exciting and uplifting night. We're here to celebrate not only the winner of our State Teacher of the Year award competition and the 4 finalists, or the 85 or 86 district finalists who are here, but the 47,000 teachers in South Carolina who get up very early every morning and go to work with one thought in mind: how do I contribute to the life success and the learning of my students? We are enormously indebted to these dedicated teachers who make such a difference. Fact is, after the home environment, the single most important factor in a child's education is the man or woman who's standing in front of the classroom. At the recent State of the Union address, the President of the United States talked about the profound difference that an effective teacher can make, and that an effective teacher, one of our top teachers, can raise the lifetime income of a classroom by $250,000. Students who have effective teachers are more likely to go to college, less likely to become pregnant, and more likely to have successful life outcomes in many, many endeavors. The fact is, there isn't a great school anywhere that isn't full of great teachers. We have schools that aren't doing so well, where they have stacks of standards, shelves of curricula, and books full of standardized tests. But without great teachers, they don't amount to anything. We are enormously indebted to all of you, and especially to those whose presence we celebrate tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, General Sase. We appreciate that. Our keynote speaker's appearance tonight is sponsored by Spark Technologies, which also generously donates a technology package for the new State Teacher of the Year finalists. I've met David Houle before. He's one of the most interesting people you'll ever run across. I don't know exactly how you go about becoming a futurist as a career. I'm not even sure how that looks on a business card, but he's one of the most fascinating thinkers that I've run across in many years. He's worked in media and entertainment with NBC, CBS, part of the executive team that created and launched MTV, Nickelodeon, VH1, CNN Headline News. He's won Emmy Awards, Peabody Awards in broadcasting, and he's one of those folks who looks to the future to find out how are we going to do things differently, whether it's in energy, whether it's in transportation, or in this case, perhaps whether it's in education or healthcare. He's a fascinating man. Would you please welcome Mr. David Houle?
Thank you very much. Well, it's really an honor to be here, and I thank the Department of Education and Future Minds to have me here. And so what is a futurist? And I've always asked that question, how does it become a futurist? Or you're the first futurist I've ever met. And I define what I do as being a catalyst to get people, the market, and the world to think about the future and then to facilitate a conversation about it. And as I was sitting here watching all the wonderful teachers come up, I realized that it's not often that a futurist gets to stand at a podium with this word in front of him. So in great acknowledgement to all of you. Now, I travel all around the world. I'm talking about the future. And it is a very transformative time to be alive. We're obviously in a new century. I've written a book called The Shift Age. We're in a new age. We've left the information age. We've entered the shift age. We're in a new decade, 2010 to 2020. I call that the transformation decade. And also, we're a little bit more than 1% through this new millennium. Now, the last time that sentence could be said was the year 1012. Depth of the Dark Ages, Vikings ruled the seas. And if you accept an easy premise that the speed of change today is 10 times faster than it was in the depth of the Dark Ages in 1012, then all the change that we humanity have experienced in the last millennium will be the amount of change we're going to experience in the next 100 years. Now, if you accept this futurist premise that the speed of change is 100 times faster than it was in the depth of the Dark Ages in Europe, then all the change that we humanity have experienced in the last 1,000 years will be the amount of change we experience in the next 10. So somewhere between 10 years and 100 years, we're going to replicate all the change of the last 1,000 years. And when you think about that, constant acceleration, speed of change, you realize how important it is to transform education in this country, and how important it is to have teachers leading the way. I could have answered this question. I always get asked, how do you become a futurist? I could say, because I was taught to think about what might be and what could be by the teachers that I was fortunate to have as a young boy. So I've traveled around this country for the last 4 years, and I speak a lot to corporations and CEOs. And I get asked the question in the Q&A about, are we going to remain a great nation? Is the United States of America going to be great? Because obviously the last 100 years was the American century and in this global economy. And I find myself answering that in several ways, but for tonight, I always say, if we don't better educate our young, it doesn't matter what else we do, because we won't become a great nation. And you can go to all those statistics and are we better than China and all that. And I don't really care about that, because I care about this country and how we are going to face this millennium of change in the generation that is now entering first grade. And so I wrote this book, Shift Ed, a call to action for transforming K through 12 education. And the word transformation sounds very grandiose or spiritual or something like that. It's not. It's very simple. If you look it up in the dictionary, transformation, change in nature, shape, character, and form. So this is the decade when humanity, education, our country is going to largely change its nature, shape, character, and form. And how do you do that? You do that by having great teachers, by having young minds get stimulated to think about what could be, not just memorizing what was and learning formulas, but what could be. I know science, math, engineering, and technology is important, but I always say creativity in the arts is important as well. Because the 20th, right, absolutely. In the 20th century, oversimplifying things, was a left-brain century. Science, right? It was the century of science. The 21st century is a right-brain century. It's going to be the century of creativity. It's going to be the century where we have to make creative decisions. I said, thank you. I save it till the end. I only have 12 minutes up here. But I do say that to CEOs, that creativity is the number one quality needed in the management suite, in the corporate suite today. And if you think about what we are as a country is great, we're innovators, we're creative. Think about Fortune magazine, the quintessential magazine for the Fortune 500 companies. Who did they give the CEO of the decade to for the first decade of this century, 2000, 2010? They gave it to Steve Jobs. Now, he's a right-brain guy. Now, he dropped out of college, I understand that, but he sourced his teachers, and he sourced the education that he got. And he always challenged everybody else. He was a teacher for everybody who worked for him. So it's an honor, really, to stand up here. As I was applauding all of the teachers, I was really impressed. And I'm really honored because it's a dedication above and beyond, particularly in this country where we don't honor the teachers the way they should be honored relative to other professions. And absolutely. And as a futurist, the future is up to those that we teach. We have everybody, 2012 is the first year where basically the entire graduating high school class in this country are digital natives. Older than that, the millennials and the Gen Xers and the baby boomers. And they're the first of all subsequent generations born in the digital landscape. And they need to be taught differently, and they look at the world differently. And in the 2040s, there's going to be a digital native who's going to be president of this country. And as you teachers know, because you're at the front lines with this new young generation, they're much differently oriented in terms of their mind. They're the first generation born into an information overloaded world, right? You talk, baby boomers talk about, gee, how do you handle this information overload? Well, you ask a 10-year-old middle schooler how she handles a information overload world, and she, takes off her earphones, and she puts mute on the TV, and she shuts down her laptop, and she stops texting, and she goes, what are you talking about? Right? So there's a profound different generation coming along, and they are so different, and they need more than ever before to have the guidance of quality, compassionate, visionary, committed teachers. So I just want to say in closing that I get to speak all around the world. I really do. I spoke in 8 countries and 5 continents last year. And when I was called by Tripp to come down here, it was my honor to do it, because to stand in front of all of you who've dedicated your lives to this, to keeping this country great, you need all the support you can get. And that's something that I go around, I'm speaking later this week to the school administrators of the state. Next week I'm speaking to the school administrators in Virginia. And I'm doing it because I really believe if we remain a great country, it's up to people like people in this room. So I want to thank you very much, and it was an honor to be here. And I'm looking forward to seeing who gets to be that Teacher of the Year. But I want to say that it doesn't matter whether you won the prize or not. If you've committed yourself to doing what you're doing, to opening the future minds of this country, then we will remain a great country. So thank you very much.
Very well said, indeed. We have met our 5 finalists for Teacher of the Year, but want to take a closer, more intimate look at their lives inside of the classroom. So if we will first have a look inside the classroom of Amy McAllister Skinner of Florence School District 5, and then immediately following a second video, a visit with our Teacher of the Year finalist, Tanya Poole of Greenville.
My message about public education is one of pride. I think that a lot of times South Carolina public education gets a really bad reputation when really we are doing great things in South Carolina public schools. I would challenge you to go to your local public school system and walk around and see the great things that are happening, because there is no way that we are last. We are very forward thinking in what we're doing in South Carolina. Do you think maybe it might be easier to do like a slide before her video comes up? Like do a PowerPoint slide?
It looks better if you do it on the
Teaching is so important to me because it is where my passion really is. Every day that I come to my classroom and I do what I do, it's for my students, and I hope that they know that. We get so many things right in South Carolina public education, and I think as long as we have teachers who are passionate about this profession and who care about the children they teach, then we will always get something right. I love my students because they are the reason I do what I do every day. They get excited about learning, and I know that I'm impacting their lives, and they're all important to me. Anybody want to hug me? Just kidding. Don't touch me.
We're going to read some more poetry today, but we're going to start looking at it from an author's perspective.
The teaching profession is rewarding, I feel like, because everything is different. Every day is different. Every student is different. You never will have a stagnant experience teaching. I think some of the biggest challenges facing teachers today and the teaching profession today is our transient population. People like me, people who moved a lot growing up, and people who might not be at the same school from kindergarten through 5th grade or 6th grade or the same high school, and really just allowing them the opportunity to have an education that has some continuity to it. This past year has been a wonderful experience, both in the classroom as well as in the district and the state. I've had wonderful opportunities to meet amazing teachers here in Greenville as well as all over the state, and it's just been such an honor to be put in this position. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I've treasured every moment of this journey.
Hannah, do you mind joining the stage here for me with a moment? Hannah Peoples. She is from Wade Hampton High School in the fine Arts Center of Greenville School District there. Talented young lady, you know, for only the second time later, or for the second time in the history of this program, Future Minds hosted a statewide contest, a talent contest, to find the best student talent in the state. There were more than 100 entries sponsored by BB&T. And this was the best part. Whittled down to 11 finalists, there were more than 5,000 votes that were cast in this particular contest. But in the end, there's only one winner, and Hannah, you are the one. And you are going to entertain us tonight with a song, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And you have been singing for how long?
Since I can remember, a long time.
Well, go ahead and take it away for it.
Okay, thank you. She grew up on the side of the road where the church bells ring and strong love grows. She grew up good, she grew up slow, like American honey. Steady as a preacher, free as a weed. Couldn't wait to get going, but wasn't quite ready to leave. So innocent, pure and sweet, American honey. 'Cause there's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. Oh, I'll miss those days as the years go by. Oh, nothing sweeter than summertime and American honey. Get caught in the race of this crazy life, trying to be everything can make you lose your mind. I just wanna go back in time to American honey, yeah. 'Cause there's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. Oh, I'll miss those days as the years go by. Oh, nothing sweeter than summertime and American honey. Been gone for so long now, I've gotta get back to her somehow, to American honey. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, there's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. Oh, I'll miss those days as the years go by. Oh, nothing sweeter than summertime and American honey. And American honey.
That's fantastic. If you and your parents Need a ride up to Nashville? I'll drive. That's probably where you're going to end up one day. Fantastic. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
Hannah Peoples, that's terrific. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look inside the classroom of our last three finalists for the Teacher of the Year. Helen Walker, Philip Rabin II, and of course, Miss Swinton.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know.
You've got to love what you do. You've got to have it heart and soul and want to be able to put the students first, put their needs first, and make sure that you're meeting their needs where they are educationally, no matter what. And you need to be very much a leader for your profession. I think I wanted to become a teacher from a very young age. I've been in the United States since 2000, and I've been teaching in Kershaw County since 2000, but I've been teaching 18 years total. The teaching profession is a rewarding profession for me because I see the rewards in my students every day. When I've taught something to them that they can teach back to me or that they can teach each other, and then I can step back and just be the facilitator and they are taking responsibility for their own learning, that's the best reward I can possibly have.
Miss Walker is great!
I get up in the morning every day excited about school, and when I get here and I see my kids smiling and they've shown up and taken the first step to be here, that excites me. And to see students that are learning and on task and full of enthusiasm about history. Some students hate history, but if I can find a way to make them interested and excited in it, then that trickles over into their other classes. And if they can have a positive experience and learn something, then I feel like I've done my job that day. And all those little successes together, stringed along together, will create an overall great experience for the students. And that's what they need, positive experiences in education that will keep them in school and able to graduate.
Being a teacher is so rewarding for me. Public education in South Carolina is moving forward, is getting better, and is addressing the needs of our students. Public education is still doing the job that it was established to do, and teachers are still doing the job that they were chosen to do to impact children. So we are providing our students with the tools that they need to be successful. We are thriving, we are moving forward, and we are getting better and better and better, because in public education, it still matters to us that each and every child that we teach has success in that classroom, and we are working hard to ensure that. Okay, you can do it, you can do it. There you are, okay, good, good, good.
You know, it's one thing to read the resumes and see the people on paper, as impressive as they are, but it's another thing to see them in the classroom. Those vignettes, I think, a terrific insight into the way these folks teach. Thank you again to ETV for producing those. This night, always bittersweet for one person, because their reign as Teacher of the Year is coming to a close, which means no more BMW, no more travel around the state, no more wearing that title as Teacher of the Year. But I know I've met many of you over the years. It's a fantastic experience that everyone gets to go through, because there's so much growth potential. I mean, been real ambassadors for education in the state of South Carolina. I was here last year when Patty Tate won the award. She's been driving around on the BMW X3, but she's also been advocating for all of you, all around the state, each and every day. Tonight, she prepares to re-enter the classroom. Please join me in celebrating last year's Teacher of the Year, Patty Tate. So good to see you again. Isn't it awesome? Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, and it's such a wonderful night to celebrate teachers and to celebrate teaching. And I have a poem, because I'm always an English teacher, to share with you, because when I read this poem and I think about this poem, I think about teachers. And the name of the poem is called The Builders. I saw them tearing the building down, a team of men in my hometown. With a heave and a hoe and a yes, yes yell, they swung a beam and a side wall fell. And I said to the foreman, are these men skilled, like the ones you'd used if you had to build? And he laughed and said, oh, no, indeed. The most common labor is all I need. For I can destroy in a day or two what takes a builder 10 years to do. So I thought to myself as I went on my way, which one of these roles am I willing to play? Am I one who is tearing down as I carelessly make my way round? Or am I one who builds with care in order to make the world a little better because I was there? As teachers, we are the builders. We are builders of dreams. Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve as your Teacher of the Year. During this year, I've traveled from Anderson to Columbia to Allendale, back to Columbia, and all over the state and everywhere in between. And I've seen one common theme throughout the state, and that's great teachers. Teachers who are the builders of dreams of our children. They all share the sense of have a passion for teaching. They have a sense of commitment to what they do, and they set high expectations for their students. And because of this, I celebrate our teachers tonight. I celebrate you. We are the builders of the future. Tonight, we celebrate all the teachers, all the district teachers of the year who are sitting in this room. And you represent all the teachers, the great teachers across our state, in our districts, and in our schools. As I said before, last year on this stage, to me, teaching is a calling. It's a service. It's what we do to help build a better future. And again, thank you for a wonderful year, and for what a wonderful way to celebrate and to end with a celebration for the 2013 Teacher of the Year. And tonight would not be possible without the sponsors, so thank you for supporting South Carolina teachers and public education, because together we build a better tomorrow for our South Carolina students. Thank you.
Well, many years ago, BMW recognized the importance of celebrating South Carolina's best teachers, and obviously the most notable display of that is that fine automobile that sits out in the lobby. In and of itself, yes, it's a great perk, but it also really brings a lot of attention to this program and has really put it on the map and made it much of what it is today. It's not just a car for BMW. They're deeply committed to education in this state, deeply committed to those qualities that make this state a better place to live. And I'm proud to introduce to everyone Max Metcalf of BMW.
I had to make sure first that she didn't tell me that she had hid the car and wasn't giving it back. First of all, let me say what a pleasure it is to be here and to know that 30 years ago I graduated from Wade Hampton High School in Greenville, and I must say the talent's gotten a lot better in 30 years with that voice like that. So congratulations, Hannah. You're very talented, and thank you for being here. And I know your dad. I did not know you were singing tonight, and I know your father. So it's a great sense of pride that I feel right now for you and all the other entrants in the contest this year. I can say that as a grandson, a son, yes, my mother was my PE teacher for 5 years. The brother and the uncle of teachers, I've always had the utmost respect for what you do. For the 6th grade teachers at League Middle School in Greenville, who have the pleasure of having my daughter in their class every day, and yeah, I did laugh a little when I said that. I do. I honor you, and I do that with all of our sponsors. I'm not sure that representatives from all the sponsors are here tonight, but for those sponsors that are, I would love for you to stand so the teachers and their families see you and your contributions to tonight. Would the sponsors, representatives, stand? Not just at BMW, but of all of our companies, we're really focused right now in the year 2012 in terms of workforce development and skills and the education that you're providing to students in our state because of the complexity and the ever-growing technology that goes into the products or the services that we produce in this state. That vehicle outside represents well over 7,000 employees at our plant and another 12,000 at our suppliers in South Carolina, producing a vehicle that's made in South Carolina that goes throughout the world. And that's South Carolina hands touching that vehicle, educated in this state, and that's going to continue to grow. And for all of us that are making products in this state, that is very important to us, that we continue to send that signal to the world, that we're educated, we're skilled, and we're going to make the finest products in the world in our state. And you have a role in doing that, and we applaud you. I will say my day began this morning. Two of my colleagues that are here, Greg Bunner and Steve Wilson, we had 5 journalists representing 4 different countries at our plant this morning. And I can tell you, they were blown away by what they saw at our facility in the production of vehicles called the Ultimate Driving Machine being produced throughout the world, being sold throughout the world. And I can tell you that ending the day with an event like this just continues to reinforce what I think all of us in terms of the corporate community in South Carolina feel in terms of our employees. We know that you're behind them. You had a role in where they are. You have a role in who we're going to be hiring 5, 10, 15 years from now. And we continue to want to stand behind you and support you in ways we can. So tonight, it's hats off. We love you. We greatly appreciate you. We need you, and we want to be there with you every day to help you in what you're doing in the classroom. So thanks for letting us be a part of this.
Max, as always, thank you for your support for education. This year's State Teacher of the Year award winner will receive a $25,000 cash award, a set of Michelin tires, a Jostens ring, and that 2011 BMW X3, manufactured up in Greer, of course, to use for an entire year. The teacher will also participate in Leadership South Carolina, one of the oldest and most respected leadership programs in the country. In addition, the Notre Dame Club of the Western Carolinas sends the teacher to its Excellence in Training Symposium and Teaching Symposium. Smart Technology will also donate a spectacular technology package. Well, here with the big moment and the man with the envelope in his pocket, General Zais again for the big announcement.
Thank you, Mark. I'd ask you to pause and think a minute. For our top finalists, each one of those finalists represents 10,000 teachers in South Carolina. Our Teacher of the Year winner represents 50,000 teachers across our state. The odds of winning this competition are not slim, they are almost zero. I do have the hermetically sealed envelope here in my pocket. Drum roll. And the winner is Amy McAllister.
Thank you so much. I feel kind of like Miss America. But what I said on my video was true. We are doing great things in South Carolina, and I hope I can use this next year like Patty did to show you that. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank some important people. My husband is the best bulletin board maker that you could ever meet, and magnificent at grading multiple choice tests. So if any of you want to borrow him next year. And my parents are the very first teachers I had. But this award really is for my students because they have molded me into who I am. So I'm going to tweet that right now so they will know.
Hold on a second before you leave. First of all, congratulations, deeply, richly deserved, but standing behind you, Max, he has the keys in his pocket to that BMW. That may be the most important part of the night. I know you.
Well, the problem is the last thing Patty just said to me is, I lost the key once, and all of a sudden I immediately started going, oh, look what I have.
Yeah.
We expect it back,
It's stuck in the building right now.
Congratulations to
Thank you so
from
much.
all of us on behalf of our company.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Again, thank you to all the terrific sponsors out there who have donated their time, their money, and resources to making this event possible. You have no idea how much work behind the scenes with Future Minds goes in to an event and a night like this, but they do it out of a labor of love because they really care deeply about each one of you in the work that you're doing out in the field to educate our students. That's all for tonight. Thank you for coming. Please be safe driving home. We'll see you again next year.
So long now, I've got to get back.